Hello everybody and welcome! I am back with another Explain 11 video. And it feels so good to be able to do this once again. I've been spending the last couple of crazy months with my family, and I only had my laptop with me, so I wasn't able to play Explain or many other games. But right now I'm back and there has been a lot of updates. I'm not running the 11.50 beta yet with the Vulkan update. I'm really excited how many FPS I can get out of that one, but still I'm running the stable 11.40 or 11.42, I'm not sure which one it is. The latest stable release. And we have this Ixeg 737, which received the 1.3 and 1.31 updates. Only took 2 years, but I think it turned out great. And according to the developers, many more updates are on the way. And also, this is the JustSim Hamburg updated V2 airport scenery. They added a little bit of detail to the original. I really like the original as well, but it is also a really great scenery. Looks awesome. I'll just take a look at that. Yeah, this area looks a little bit more detailed. And this update is not free, so for the owners of the original, there's a little bit of, or there's actually a discount, and you can get it for a reasonable price. And I'm not sure how much the full scenery costs. I think it's around 20 euros or dollars. And this little area is also new. It's kind of where the business jets are parked and general aviation area here in Hamburg. The runway textures are also new. In the original, this is runway 23. The original runway textures didn't have the touchdown zone markings, and there's a little bit of dirt. So all in all, it's a really nice update, and we are flying with the Ixeg 737 today to Warsaw in Poland. And that airport from Trzywiecki Design also received an update. It's just an update, not a new release, so we're going to check out that one as well. And let's get back to our beautiful 737. And this is a really old school livery. Hapag-Lloyd Flight or Flug is not operational anymore. It became TUI Fly. And I think, as far as I can tell, Hapag-Lloyd never really had the 737-300s, only the 4 and 500s, so it's theoretically a fictional livery, but we're going to use this one and go back in time a little bit. So, the exterior model is also a little bit updated, looks fantastic, especially the engines. Look at this reflection, it's fantastic. All in all, exterior textures are looking much nicer. Also the flight model is updated. VNAV works mostly. I had one flight where I tested the update and this plane, where the top of descent point was really miscalculated by the autopilot, and I ended up way too high. But anyway, for the most time it works great. And we are taking it old school today, no winglets. Actually, I only wanted to look at the engine. Looks fantastic. Yeah, cabin textures are still ugly, but it's just a minor inconvenience. I think in next updates they will also get a facelift. The update also brings in a little bit of modernization of the flight model, so we can enable the experimental flight model here and use the Ixeg 737 with this one. So that's great. And oops, we also have this little area here. We can click on it and we have a really nice checklist right here. And we also have the EPWA integration, but I think we have to restart it for it to work. Right here, and use EPWA EFB. And there we go. Now it's working. All in all, this airplane I really like how they modernized it. And yeah, I'm still not running the Vulcan, but I think it's also Vulcan ready. So yeah, let's see if I can still fly this plane and taking it to Prague, or not Prague, to Warsaw. Alright, let's do a quick exterior inspection. Obviously in a flight sim it's not that important. The airplane is 100% and it flies like a brand new aircraft. But I'm gonna actually also set up some failure scenarios. Right now we are doing a normal flight. So what are we looking for? Impact damage on the airframe, for example. There's a lot of stuff moving around at the airport, so crashes are not uncommon. Another thing to look for is fluid leakage. A couple of leaks, especially here at the wheels and also in the engine area. And also the protection covers are removed on the pitot tubes and that kind of stuff. So everything looks ready for flight. And let's go here. Alright, first check the battery. There we go.
Hamburg Helmut Schmidt information Romeo. 1000.
And we get the 80s right away.
0 at 10. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 1200 scattered, 3200 broken, temperature 17, dew point 15. Altimeter 2991.
Alright, that's enough. And altimeter is set to 2991 and departure runway is 23, which I also have in the flight plan, so that's great. And let's request external power. Now let's open the cargo doors as well. Oops. Yeah, sometimes the EPWA can interfere with the menus here. And GPU connected. Check out the cargo doors, also open. And here we have the little ground power unit. And let's see. There we go. And go up here. And now we can also use the mouse scrolling for the manipulation of the switches, which is great. And status. Stall warning, not yet. It needs to... the irises need to be aligned for that one to work. And these guys right here. And galley power. Well, actually no smoking can stay on. And there it is. Galley power on the emergency exit lights. Put this to on bat. And we can do the test as well. There we go, air conditioning right there. And go down here and do the fire test. And fantastic. I was going to go with a random squawk code. And that's taken care of. FMC. We are in Hamburg. Go to the next page, get the GPS coordinates and set iris position route to EPWA. And departure is going to be 23 with the Rama4B. And let's go set up the route. Where's my iPad? So we're using the Airway Z998. And going to P10. That's not a long flight. 1 hour and 40 minutes block time, I think. L619 is next airway. Which brings us to Denko. And P851 to Bimpa. And it's going to be our arrival point or approach point. And ILS Y11 Beam 5N, and let's check out on the flight plan. W 4112. Yeah, exactly. So that's taken care of. Let's go to routes, activate and execute. And there are no discontinuities. Now we can set up the fuel. I'm going to need 6.8, 6.9. Now let's go with 6.9. And yeah, let's do realistic refueling. Maybe when it's not ready, then we go with instant. As soon as I engage the fuel pumps, then the refueling stops, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind for the APU start. And zero fuel weight is going to be 47.2. Yeah, we are really heavy today. And let's keep it at 20. Maximum zero fuel weight is 49.7. And yeah, we are going to be below the maximum takeoff weight and also the maximum landing weight, so we are good to go. Now let's go down here, index, performance, cost index 68. We're going to be cruising at 310, and reserves just putting in 1, and 47.28 goes right here, and this gives us our gross weight. So let's check what SimBrief says. Yep, it's almost identical. And do we want to derate? We're actually quite heavy, so no derate today. And flaps 5 for takeoff and CG20. And V1, VR, V2. So let's set the trim 4.4. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. If we don't set the trim correctly, we get a takeoff warning horn, which we obviously don't want to get, and we got a nice cup of coffee right there. And that's it pretty much for the FMS. And how much time do we have until alignment? Yeah, around 4 minutes. So let's put in the pitot heat. And we can go ahead and engage the B hydraulic pump, electrical hydraulic pump. Yeah, there's no danger here, so I'm just going to close all the doors. Go with the instant. And we were almost there. Oh no. I think it was 6.9. So, there we go. The wing fuel tanks are, well, actually not that full, more than half. Required fuel is on board. Now we can go ahead and start APU. Well, actually I'm just going to put all the fuel pumps on. Isolation valve to auto. And set 31,000 feet right here. Oh, there we go. And let's check out the airport elevation in Warsaw. Good thing we have this handy little AviTab here with the Navigraph account linked. So 357, so let's put 360. There we go. And APU is running and we have APU power available, so switch it over. On the 737, connecting a power source automatically disconnects the other. So in this case, ground power just got automatically disconnected. And now we can remove the GPU. And it's not available anymore. So go with B system. Going to get the flight controls message right here. And 141. I'll just put 161 right here. And what is our transition altitude? I think it's 5,000 here in Hamburg. But let's verify it. Doesn't matter which one we are picking. Yep, there we have it. Transition altitude 5,000. There we go. And we have already iris alignment, so I'm going to call for pushback. And I'm going to have to go this way for runway 23.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
I was going to call him already.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
So flight director is on, with the left one first. We don't really need to do anything here just yet. Anti-collision lights. The airplane will be moved soon, so we'll be needing that. And 1 minute has passed since the starting of the APU. We can put on APU bleed. Back to auto. Going to have to put them to off for the engine start. Oh, Yont Emperor. And now we have alignment. There we have
okay.
The stall warning.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Actually, let's get rid of the auto gate. There it goes. And before that, let's switch it to map mode. Also for the first officer. Go with plan mode first, and legs, we have the step button here, only in plan mode.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, flight plan looks easy enough. Now what else? Yeah, the A system not yet. Packs off. Anti-collision lights on. Engine start on the right. And we are ready for pushback.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Now we are waiting a little bit until we are clear. And these engines look really great with this reflection. What is missing is the rattling sound. Sometimes you can hear it when you board the airplane. These fan blades are rattling a little bit. Alright, now we can go ahead and start engine number 1. Also don't have the steam gauges enabled, but we can switch between this display. And here we go. And looks like we have one airplane arriving soon. It's a little bit cloudy today, but otherwise the weather is great. Nice summer day. And engine number 2 to ground.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Lovely. So, parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And flaps 5 for takeoff.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, hand signal will be on the right. There we go. Oh, before I forget and get the airplane completely without power, switch it to engine generators and packs to auto. And where's the airplane? Landing. Did we miss it? Kinda wanted to see the landing. And there he goes. Oh, actually we can flash in the taxi light, and here we go. APU off. Quick check. Trim is set. Flaps 5. I'll go down here to TARA and to auto for the TCAS, and we can begin rolling. And also arm the auto thrust. And we're going right here for runway 23. Yeah, looks like plane has landed already. Can you see taxiing? Oh yeah, there he goes. Air Berlin. Yeah, it's an Airbus 320. So, yeah, really excited for Vulcan when it's stable. I didn't want to make my X-Plane 11 installation completely unstable with the beta, but I'm really excited. And what else? Also got the Magnite 787, so most likely that plane will be next. And I'm going to do a video with that one. Also the Kremanasoft A310 got an update. Still not the best, but I'm going to check out that one. And there is also an issue with the A310. Sometimes it completely crashes on startup. And I managed to isolate the problem to a plugin. The Nimbus Chicago scenery has a custom plugin, and I have to move it out from the plugin folder in order to make the A310 work. Alright, so let's stop here. And check out weather radar tilted up and on. It's going to do a little bit of testing right there, and strobe lights. Let's put this switch to flight. These lights on. It looks like a little bit of precipitation, but nothing serious. I'll tilt it upward a little bit more. Did Air Berlin already cross the runway? Yep, looks like he is already vacated. Do we have something else arriving? No, we're good to go. And auto brakes to RTO. Auto throttle is already armed, so we are ready to depart. Get out of here. So I'm going to leave it right there. I don't think we need to put it on continuous. There's no danger of icing today. Also, there's not much water on the runway. Don't really want to break those lights right there. But the old Lufthansa 707 still looks low res. But anyway, it's a nice addition. And let's see how we do with the experimental flight model. Lining up with the runway. Let everybody know we are departing. Clock on. And here we go. Thrust to 40% and quickly advance it. And toggle. Push the nose a little bit down until 80 knots. The reason for that is at low speeds the rudder don't have much authority, so it's not useful. Only the ground steering. And we are almost at V1 and can rotate. There we go. Pick up the nose gently. And we are away. Gear up. And VNAV, LNAV and autopilot A engaged. Gear handle to the off position. We are looking for 5,000 feet. Transition altitude. Don't have to change the barrel pressure that much. So next stop is at 10,000 feet. And we can get the flaps completely up. Let's put on the seatbelt signs until we are established on our course. And also increase it to 40. And we already passed 5,000, so 2992. Can't really see it from here. There we go, 2992 standard or 1013. And let's go all the way up to 31,000. Final cruising altitude. 10,000 lights can be switched off. At least some of them. Right there. So Ixeg flies great. Really glad that it received an update. It's one of my favorite planes anyway, so going to be flying this baby a lot. in the future. Maybe a little bit of live streaming as well. Lights off. There we go. And seatbelt signs to... Oops, auto. And we are looking great. On the way to Warsaw. How are the engines doing? Yep, and 190%. And soon we are making a turn. We are over Quickborn and Norderstedt. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, we're going to go down like this, next to Berlin, and all the way to Warsaw. Also, there's a new airport scenery, Copenhagen, from Flight Tampa, same guys who did the Corfu scenery, which is one of the best sceneries for X-Plane 11. And what else is new? I also have the V-Skylabs DC-3. Also planning a couple of videos with that one when I managed to learn how to fly that properly. And later we can configure the approach ref page. Actually, let's go to the cruise page or destination. There's also a forecast button, but we cannot see anything here. And now we can see the top of climb point far away. Well, actually not that far away, but we will be soon reaching our final cruising altitude, 31,000 feet. We're leaving Germany behind, and also the nice orthographic scenery. I also have the Warsaw area enhanced and the Drzewiecki design Warsaw Chopin Airport. I already did this flight with the Embraer 1.3, the EDDH 175, but we have flown from Warsaw to Hamburg. And that one. So we are on our way. Not much to do right now. We are above 10,000. So no more sterile cockpit environment. And actually there's the rule. Below 10,000 feet the crew cannot discuss anything else which is not related to the flight, so they cannot talk about stuff that is not critical for the flight. And the reason for that is, one of the reasons for that is a plane crash, the PSA 727 in San Diego. At landing, the crew was distracted a little bit. There's many reasons in the accident chain, but one of them was that the crew was distracted by a dialogue which was not related to the flight, and there was a mid-air collision with the Cessna 172. So yeah. I'm going to be back when we are preparing to descend and land into Warsaw. Alright, so we are halfway between Berlin and Warsaw, but we're already in Poland, so top of descent point is coming up as well. We can actually take a look here at the cruise econ page. It's 57 nautical miles ahead, so we can go ahead and push the init ref button here on the CDU, and the approach ref page appears automatically. So we're going to land with flaps 40 and 134. It's going to be around 133 or 32 even. When we are burning some fuel, it's going to decrease a little bit, but let's just put it there for reference. Here you have the information, runway 11. We have to put course 109 here. It's already put in here and there as well on the first officer side. And nav radios should be tuned to 109.90, and there they are already. So the airplane is configured for the approach for ILS runway 11 at the Chopin airport. And let's see, I think in Warsaw the transition altitude is set by ATC. Well, actually, arrival, and we are having the BIMPA 5N air nav, and here transition level by ATC. So I'm going to go down to 10,000 feet, and let's put it back to map mode, and here we go. It's going to set 10,000 feet here. When the airplane reaches the stop descent point, it will automatically begin descending, thanks to the autopilot when it's functioning correctly. Yeah, the throttles will move back or retard, and we are beginning our descent. Actually, let's put it back to 40. And let's check out the Lex page. I think we have to be at 3,000 feet. Yeah, when we are going to intercept the localizer and the glide slope. Well, localizer, we're going to intercept that a little bit earlier, but it's a nice approach into Warsaw, so nothing complicated, nothing special. And also SkyMax Pro has received a couple of updates, also ready for Vulkan. Can't really see much difference right now, but I'm still not running the 11.50 beta, like I said, so we will see when it has a stable release. But right now there's still some time. We have some time until the top descent point and our approach. Alright, so we are coming up on the airport, and here we have the approach chart. Said before, transition level is set by the ATC, but transition altitude is 6500. But I already set the local altitude, 2979, here as well. So anyway, let's see. Fasten seatbelt sign is on. Coming up on. We are maintaining 11,000 for a while. We're at 220. And let's see. Yep, let's go down to 210. Actually, in the FMC, the speeds are set, looking alright, 220 for a while. And after the final turn, go down to 186, 179. There we go, and init ref page. Yeah, we have burnt a little bit of fuel, so let's update it to 133. We are at flaps 1. Soon we begin turning. And we'll see if we need speed brakes. I'm just going to arm them. There is the light, speed brakes are armed. And we are turning a little bit. Yep. There we go, and there is the runway 11. Let's go back down to 20. Now the weather is nice, so I'm going to disengage the weather radar. Switch it off there as well. Otherwise we are looking good. Yeah, so a plane earlier. Yep, there is one plane. Oh, let's check out the radar. Yeah, there are a couple of planes right here in the area. Oh, Polish 787, the Dreamliner. Soon we are going to fly the Magnite 787. The airplane has received a lot of negativity, but I think it's a decent product. Obviously it's not finished, but we're going to check that out soon. Angle of attack is a bit high, but anyway. We are at 210. And once again, we are turning. Airport should be somewhere up ahead. Oh, no, that's a different one. Yeah, orthographic scenery. Once again, looking awesome, especially with the Fly AGI vegetation. But when the next Microsoft Flight Simulator will be out, then it will be a game changer, as I've seen on some of the videos. And let's see if we can take a look at the airport somewhere. Yeah, there's the localizer off in the distance. Yeah, we're at 210. And once we have made the turn, I'm going to go down to 180. And then set flaps. Actually, we are almost at 10,000, so lights on. Once the gear is down, then set auto brake Auto brakes to 2. Should be enough. And what else? Yeah, looks like we are doing alright. Let's take a look at the flap extension speed. Flap 2 at 230, yeah, we can go to flap 2. Actually, we can also do flaps 5. Still a bit nose high. I don't think these guys are coming in for landing. No, Wizz Air. Nice with the IAE engines. And we are making the turn. Yeah, let's go down to 190 for now. And there goes our little airplane. Let's go back to map mode. Alright, so I had some issues with the first approach. The airplane didn't want to descend to 3,000 feet. Throughout the approach it stayed at 10,000. I don't know why that happened. But I had to refly the approach, and right now engage VOR localizer. Still in heading mode, so it's armed, and soon it will engage, replace the heading select mode. And here we have the glide slope. Yeah, I have the current ARAC cycle, so that's not the issue. Maybe it was the experimental flight model. I don't know, but we are at 180 at flaps 10, 3,000 feet. So that's great, and let's see. Still a bit too early for landing gear. Should be capturing the localizer anytime now. Yep, there we go. And soon the glide slope indicator will begin to move down. When we have this indicator at the center, I'm going to engage the approach mode. There we go. Yep, everybody can prepare for landing. And speed brakes are armed. We have the runway somewhere up in the distance up ahead. So let's set 109 here. Missed approach altitude is 3000, so that's correct. Soon we see this guy. Yep, it's beginning to move down. There is the airport. Yeah, we have a slight headwind and glide slope mode. There we go. Glide slope is alive, so gear down. Yeah, go down to 150. We have 3 green on the landing gear. Oops. Auto brakes at 2.
2500.
And deploy flaps gradually. Also going to add a little bit of drag. So how do we want to do this? Yeah, the 737-300, the classic, can land itself, however there is a restriction. I cannot track the runway center line, so we have the Cat 3A restriction with the visibility. 145, yep, let's check out the approach ref page once more. It went down to 132. We have flaps 40. And there's the runway. I don't know why it didn't descend down to 3000. It wanted to maintain 10,000 feet. But right now we are established on the glide slope. Yeah, it's constant trimming. And auto brakes set, speed brakes armed. And take over the auto throttle.
1000.
And my aircraft.
Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Still in the touchdown zone, reversers. And 80 knots coming. And braking. Nice landing. And welcome to Warsaw, ladies and gentlemen. So where do we want to park? Getting a little bit of stuttering right now. Hopefully that's going to be going away with Vulcan. And clean the airplane up. And let's start the APU. And do we want to go to a gate? Yeah, let's go for it. Weather radar is already off. Well, let's just slow down a little bit. And go down here. And to standby. Yeah, on the 737 the workload is much higher than, for example, an Airbus A319 or 20 or 21 for that matter. Yeah, Tolis has a great Airbus A321 out. Would love to get my hands on that one. Yeah, these textures are really bright right now. Also, on the runway, I thought it's going to mess up my landing, but we were in the touchdown zone, so no harm done. Taxi lights off. Don't want to blind anybody here. And where's the strobe? Anti-collision can stay on. APU is available. Whoops. I have to keep my eye on the road here. And let's park this beast. Slow it down a little bit. And stop. I think it's set to be put back to ground mode. And APU bleed. And engines off. So we have arrived in one piece, fortunately. Apart from that minor issue with the approach, it was a pretty cool flight. Here we have people moving around in the terminal. Nobody's wearing any masks. And what happened with the flattening of the curve? I'm just kidding. So, yep, looks like Wizz Air has arrived or taxiing to the runway. Alright, so thank you for joining me in this flight. It was pretty awesome to be back and do this once again. And let's take a look at the replays.